Shalom. First off, I like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash, and also to my elders of GMS who told me this truth, and to you sincere Akim out there who's pushing this truth with diligence and sincerity. You know, that's out there, brother, that's out there, truly preaching this gospel, going out there and Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai's name, and being that representation and sacrificing their lives to push this gospel. So I just wanted to get into a quick impromptu. I just wanted to talk about the whole situation with John Morant again. He got caught with another. He got caught waving the gun on camera, and he's being demonized for his actions. And so now, being though this is the second, he already got suspended for the first time, brandishing a weapon, and now this is the second time. So now there's going to be heavy suspension, fines, and things like that. They said he's worth like over 200 something $1 million. He's about to lose all that. Especially if he gets suspended for half a season, or a whole season, or whatever they're going to do to him. But it just shows you this is not our society. This is not our kingdom. In some retrospect, I'm not defending John Morant because he is wrong, because you have something called company policy, and you're with a organization or a company, whatever, that does not tolerate any off court antics, social media, any type of anything that'd be detrimental to the organization or your employer, and a lot of jobs do have those policies and those rules, and you still have to abide by them because you are a slave. You understand? We don't make up these rules or whatever. We don't control nothing. We don't own anything. And that's that's the curses. He's a millionaire, but who write those checks? Who writes those checks for him? Who's over him writing those checks, and who's giving him those deals? Esau Edom, because this is his society. Starting with mainly Amalek, and then Esau, because they damn near run everything, the media, the sporting venues, the music industry, everything. They run everything, And John Moran, he's a 23-year-old kid he's a man, but he's acting like a child because he's not he's in a degenerate state of mind. He's not he's not in the God. Well, I don't know if he even knows about the truth, but he's in this whole thug culture, black culture, whatever, thug nigga, whatever, shoot him up, kill him, whatever, mindset that he's in. But he doesn't live that lifestyle. He's never grown. Well, from what I heard, how he grew up was pretty decent. And his father, he had his father in his life. He had his mom. He grew up decent. He grew up in the middle class. Went to decent schools. He didn't grow up around in the hood and all this and that. But he's trying to portray what he's been shown through media, social media, and out in the world. His peers, people that he hangs with, people that he's around. So he has to abide by the rules. He still has to understand he's a slave. Yeah, you're making millions of dollars, whatever, you're living a life that not a lot of people can live. So now you have to abide by the rules. I have a job. I have to abide by my company's policies and their rules and regulations. I can't go off and do what the hell I want to do, and if they see it, they fire me or they do whatever they do to me. So we have to be aware of that. We have to be totally aware of that. And but on the flip side, the hypocrisy of it all is, how do you you have these congressmen and these these lobbyists and all this and that, brandishing their weapons with their children, taking pictures and things like that, whatever, showing their power or whatever, and and if you test them in any kind of way, whatever, you're gonna have to see them, and there's no backlash from that, and then they want to bring up in the whole John Morant situation, well, there's been school shootings and mass shootings and people have been dying and you're brandishing weapons and you're doing this and you're doing that. Wait a minute. Okay, I don't set no rules and I don't set no laws. Okay, now John Morant, him having a firearm, legally, he did. All right, and if he did that, because I think he was in a state where you can own guns legally, and out there in Mississippi, with not Mississippi, Tennessee, whatever, you know, and he's in a red state, and he can own firearms legally, you know. You know what I mean? So he didn't break no laws as far as criminal laws or any laws as far as the system goes. They just getting on him because he was brandishing a weapon on social media, which is against company policy, the NBA, via the NBA, the Memphis Grizzlies, whatever. You know, so that's what he's really in trouble for. Not he didn't break any laws because you can have firearms in certain red states. I know where I live at, you can't have no, it's illegal to have a firearm, here, if you get caught, you're going you're going to see some time, but other than that, that's, it's just the hypocrisy, and they're simply demonizing this Israelite brother, trying to say he broke a law or they should throw him out doing this and that. Yeah, you know what? He deserved to be punished, but to these Edomite standards, they want him just gone. They just want him just disappeared and broke and busted and all that, so they can sit there and talk shit. Yeah, he made a mistake. He made a couple of mistakes. Probably won't be his last. You know what I mean? But Jake got to understand, this is not their society. This is not their rest. You can't just do what the hell you want to do, because you always going to have a target on your back, especially when you're as famous as a big time basketball player as John Morant. You understand? And that's it, and that's it, Esau was blessed with the weapon, you know what I mean? He was blessed with the sword, he was blessed with that sword. That's his blessing. You understand? That's not our blessing. Our weapons are spiritual, not cardinal, especially if you're in this truth. Now if a brother wants to own a firearm, whatever, and he went about it the right way, far as the system goes, through Esau and all that paperwork and all that, legally, then that's on him. Like that's no sin or whatever. That's no sin to have a firearm or anything like that. But it just goes to show you, this is not our society. This is not our rest, and we got to get the hell out of here. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I understand, the way John Morant was going about it was a little thuggish and a little like, they were listening to rap inside of a car with his friend. The whole story is, he was with his friend, and he got on his social media live, his friend with the camera, and basically, they're listening to some NBA rapper named NBA Youngboy, and they're just vibing, dancing, chilling, and then all of a sudden, that's when John Morant pulls out the gun, whatever, flashing the gun, and then his friend, whatever, put the camera down, because he was like, oh shit, like, what the hell are you doing? Like, like, what are you doing? Like, you're not supposed to be doing that. And by then it was already too late. Somebody probably screenshotted it, whatever, recorded it, and send it to whoever. And then you gotta understand too, you got a lot of haters. You got a lot of, especially of our people. You know what? I'll just show the video. Yeah, so you couldn't. It was kind of hard to see. It was like a quick flash, like a 2 seconds. You understand? And then that's what they saw. So somebody, I don't think it was his friend. Somebody probably just screenshot it, whatever, like played it back and then screenshot it, those 2 seconds, and then posted it to the world for everybody to see. But it was very. It was very, on John Morant's part, it was very immature, it was very stupidly, and he has to do a lot better. He's a young man. He's a young man. I understand that. We all did boneheaded shit growing up. But he has a father. He has mentors and people around him. I guess to show him the ropes and whatever. You know what I mean? And try to tell him steer him in the right path. But it, I don't think a lot of these people around him, they just just taking whatever money or whatever he's doing for them or taking care of them, and they're just taking whatever and that's it. You have a lot of yes men around, people that have money and that are rich, whatever, like whether it be friends or family, whatever. You have a lot of yes men that are around you, so that you have a lot of people that's not going to rebuke you or put you in your place about something that you may be doing wrong, and that's the problem with our people. We so focused on getting some goddamn money or getting something out of somebody and getting some kind of help that you're not even doing your part to steer that brother, whatever, whoever is into the right path. If they're doing wrong or they're not doing something that's right, whatever, and you're not telling them, being straightforward with them and telling them the truth. Hey, listen, you going about this the wrong way. This is off. Like, nah, man. I'm saying this because I care about you. And if that man say, hey, listen, you know what? I don't want you around me. If you get ostracized for it, then you know what? Hey, that's what it is. But a lot of people don't want to go through that. They don't want to lose, any kind of benefits from that person or whatever, their brother or their friend or whatever, or family, whatever. You know what I mean? They're gonna keep just, riding the gravy train and just being yes men to every goddamn thing, and that's the problem. I think it was a scripture where it says, open rebuke is better than secret love. You gotta be upfront and honest with your brother. Gotta be real. You gotta tell it like it is, good, bad, or indifferent. Regardless of how they feel about it. The truth is the truth. And if you're right, you're right. And, if you're right, being right and right, and being wrong is wrong. So you gotta set it straight. And a lot of people don't do that. So are you really showing you being a brother, or you being a good friend to that person, or whatever, when you're not telling them the truth and you're not trying to steer them in the right path? You know what I mean? Are you really his friend? That's when you have to examine, the situation. Now, am I being the friend? You have to examine yourself and saying, do I really care about this man, or do I, I'm just around him for some goddamn money and what he can do for me, and you know what I mean, or whatever benefits I can get from that man, and that's the problem with our people, that's the problem with our people. Our people we just don't give a shit. As long as there's some goddamn money involved, we just roll with whatever, and that's out of order, But that's it on that, Like I said, I didn't read the article or nothing because I'm pretty sure people already know what the whole situation is about. I just played the little video, whatever. Everything's kind of pretty much explanatory as far as this whole situation. I didn't want to read the article and all that. It's kind of obsolete to even do all that when everybody knows the whole point of the situation. I just want to just touch on it a little bit, whatever, and just touch on it spiritually. And say how it's, like I said, how it's hypocritical on Esau when he does the bullshit, when he takes pictures of his guns and with his family with guns and all that. There's no issues, but when Jake do it, it's a problem. But like I said, Ja Morant is obligated to his company that he his employer, meaning the Memphis Grizzlies, the NBA, and they have policies that he has to abide by, and that just lets you know he's just $1 million slave. That his fortune and fame and everything could be taken away in an instant. And the Lord is the one that blessed him with that talent to have him make all those millions of dollars. That's first and foremost. Esau didn't do shit. He just gave him some money, gave the nigga some money because he was talented. The Heavenly Father set him up being a rich man in this society. He bringeth down, and the Lord bringeth down, and he bringeth up. He maketh rich and maketh poor. So the Lord blessed him into riches and fame. But, we'll see how he handles it, how he, Ja Morant handles this, whatever, if he straightens up, whatever. So, that's it on that. I just hope this video was edifying. This is your brother, Ahmad Yala. Until next time, Shalom.